garden where I honor the hope in me. Healthy foods equals healthy kids. Giving back to my community where growing justice in a natural way. Making a difference every day in the big, big garden. Meet me in the big, big garden.
Hello, and welcome to the Big Gardens Spring Farm to School video program. My name is Miss Kaya, and today we're going to be talking about microgreens and sprouts. In today's lesson, we're going to be going over how seeds develop into plants, what are microgreens and sprouts, and how to grow microgreens. To start, what are seeds and where do they come from? Seeds are the part of the plant which can grow into a new plant, or the reproductive part of the plant. Seeds can be found in two different parts of the plant, the flower or the fruit. But I guess if you think about it, a fruit is just a pollinated flower, so it's kind of the same place. As we've learned in other lessons, seeds come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, but all seeds have three basic structural parts. All seeds have a seed coat, an embryo, and an endosperm, or the food source. As you might already know, seeds are in all sorts of food that we eat all the time. Seeds are in wheat, corn, peas, sunflower seeds, poppy seeds. If seeds are the part of the plant that grow into new plants, how come we don't have plants growing out of our trail mix with sunflower seeds in it, or the frozen peas in our freezer? Well, the answer is all seeds require certain environmental conditions like moisture or temperature or nutrients in order for it to start growing. So those seeds in the food, like in our bread or in the trail mix, they're never going to grow into a plant because they're in a state of inactivity or dormancy. When a seed is in the right environment, when the temperature and the moisture and the nutrients are all there, a seed will start to grow, and we call that germination. So the process of germination starts when water enters through the seed coat, or the outside of the seed, into the embryo, which is in the inside of the seed, and the baby part that will grow into an entirely new plant. When the water comes in through the seed coat, the embryo wakes up out of its dormancy and begins using energy from the endosperm, or the food source, and eats and eats and grows and grows. It gets bigger and bigger until it cracks open the seed coat, at which point it puts down some roots down into the ground because the seed knows which way is down. And it's looking for food and water because the endosperm at this point isn't cutting it. Shortly after a seed puts down its first roots, it puts out another shoot, this time upward, up through the soil. And once it breaks the surface of the soil into the fresh air, it will put out its two first leaves, or cotyledons. Once a seed has grown up through the soil and has its stem and cotyledons, it can now take energy from the sun and do this process called photosynthesis, where it takes energy from the sun and can convert it into its own energy and continue to grow. A plant will grow upwards and downwards, more roots and more stem and more leaves, until eventually it will produce its own flowers and fruit. Hey, wait a minute. Where do seeds come from again? Oh yeah, flowers and fruit. And so the cycle continues. Some plants, such as the prairie plant, common mullein, can produce over 100,000 seeds in one plant. That's 100,000 opportunities for one plant to produce another plant. Isn't that amazing? Now let's get into what you came here for, sprouts and microgreens. What are sprouts and microgreens? Both sprouts and microgreens are baby plants, but they're at different developmental phases. Because of this, they look, taste, and are grown differently. Let's talk about sprouts first, because sprouts are a lot smaller and a lot younger than microgreens. When we eat sprouts, Sprouts are both the seed and the seedling. Sprouts are germinated in water, and we also rinse them about twice a day. Light is actually not needed to grow sprouts. It's harvested within 4 to 6 days, so it doesn't take long at all to grow your own sprouts. Some common types of sprouts are mung beans, lentils, alfalfa, sunflower, pumpkin, wheat, chickpea. Whereas microgreens, they take a little longer to grow. Microgreens take 1 to 2 weeks to grow. When we eat them, we don't eat the seed. We actually just eat the stem and the leaves. Microgreens are germinated in soil, and they go through more photosynthesis and also grow more. So they're like larger when you eat them. Some common types of microgreens include kale, arugula, beet greens, onions, radish greens, chard, bok choy, cilantro, basil. So now that we've talked about how a seed grows into a plant and the difference between sprouts and microgreens, let's plant some microgreens. First step, you need to pick your seeds. I picked out one of my favorite plants, radishes. Radishes are really great for microgreens because if you've ever grown them in the garden, you know that they sprout really quickly. Same thing with microgreens. They're one of the quicker growing microgreens. They take about a week to 10 days to grow until you can harvest them. Another great thing about radishes is they don't require soaking. So step 1, pick your seeds, and you can really pick any seed. There are a lot of seed companies that put out specialized seeds for microgreens, but you can microgreen anything really. So like I said before, radish seeds don't require soaking, but some seeds do require soaking before we can start growing them into microgreens, such as corn. So I'm going to show you how to start soaking seeds, but obviously we don't have hours and hours for this video to wait for our seeds to be ready. You measure it out, and this amount is about 1/4 pound of seeds, which means you could cover about half of a flat and get a really awesome amount of microgreened corn. It doesn't even have to be that amount of water, it can be less. Just make sure that they're all submerged in water, and you could cover it with a lid if you wanted, but I think it's fine with that one. And we'll let this soak for about 4 hours. So after you've selected your seed varieties, now it's time to select your container that you're going to grow your microgreens in. This is what I'm going to use today. We call it a 1020. It's just a really simple, very common garden container. You can fit other containers in this one too. But you don't have to use a special garden container if you don't want. Get creative. Cut a milk jug in half. After you've selected your growing container, let's fill it with some soil. I have some special germination mix. What makes it special is it's really soft and all of the soil is in really small parts, which is really good for germination or plants to start growing, because when they're so small, their roots are really weak and they have a lot harder of a time growing through clumped larger parts. So this is why I'm going to use this germination mix today. So what you do is you just I'm just going to grab some handfuls and put it into my my container here. As I put the soil in, I like to rub it through my hands to break up all these clumps. As you can see, I kind of pre-wetted this soil. A lot of soils come really dry in a bag at the store. You can put it in still dry and fluffy if you'd like, and then wet it in the container later. If you decide to do that, I recommend putting water down in the container before you put the dry soil in. That will prevent mold in your microgreens. Okay. Again, we want this really loose. We want to make sure there's no clumps. Microgreens are really tiny plants, right? And their roots are very weak. and they really struggle to develop their roots down into the soil if there's lots of clumps. So by having this special germination soil with really small parts and breaking it up really nicely, rubbing it in between our hands, we ensure that there's no clumps in the soil, and that will allow our microgreens to be really happy and grow. So we're going to fill it up, not completely all the way to the top. We're going to fill it up to half an inch, half an inch from the top. Try to flatten it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I've seen people kind of even it out with another flat that's the same size. But don't push it down too hard, because again, the roots are really tiny. They're babies, and you don't want it to be compact. Otherwise, the roots won't develop. All right, so this is looking pretty good. So now that we have the soil filled up evenly and it's all really nice and loose and there's no clumps, we're gonna put the seeds in the soil. So what I'm gonna do is just gently sprinkle this like so and get it evenly dispersed all across the area of the soil. All right. Now I'm going to top it off with a teeny tiny little bit more soil. Just give it a nice little teeny tiny sprinkle, just barely over top, just to barely cover the seeds. It's okay to make a mess. And then I'm going to give it one more drink. So as to not move the soil and disturb it with a large amount of pouring water over, I'm just going to use a little spray bottle that I have here, and give it one more drink. And when we think about when we put a seed in the ground, in the garden, it's underneath soil, right? So it doesn't see the sunlight. So we actually don't need to put this in a sunny window right now. We can cover it. You can cover it with any number of things. I'm just going to use another growing container, same size. And I'm just going to put it over top like this. And this is going to keep in moisture so that the seeds will germinate faster. And I'm going to check it every day. They should germinate in 4-5 days probably. And then once they've sprouted, it's really important to take the lid off, because otherwise it's going to get moldy, and also with the first leaves or cotyledons out, it's looking for sunlight. So the sprouts won't really grow and they'll just die. Once you've placed your sprouted little microgreens by a sunny window, you can check it every day and just make sure that the soil is damp to the touch, but not like soaking wet. If you push in the soil, you don't want to see water coming up where you pushed your finger down in it. And wait a week or 2 weeks. Some sprouts require like 3 or 4 weeks. That's a long time. But yeah, just wait a couple weeks and it'll grow every day. And then once they get to about 3-4 inches tall, then you can take scissors, or like special microgreen scissors if you feel like going out and buying those, and just cut along the edges and harvest that way. And then you can throw it in a salad or on a sandwich. And there you have it. That's how microgreens are grown. Thanks so much for joining us on this Farm to School lesson on microgreens and sprouts. Today we learned how a seed grows into a plant, what sprouts and microgreens are, and how to grow them. I hope you try your hand at it sometime now that you know how it's done. My name's Kaya. Hope to see you next week.
Big garden.